Very good morning to all our viewers there. You're watching News 9 Live and I'm Shriya Kundu here with all the latest updates on the top stories of the day from across the nation and around the world. And well, we begin the bulletin this morning with some quick headlines from across the nation. Let's have a look. Well, we begin the bulletin right away with a story that had taken us all by a storm in the national arena. This is the sex scandal around both the Revannas, the father-son duo, HD Revanna and Prajal Revanna. Now, let's first focus on HD Revanna because the JDS MLA HD Revanna is in SIT custody for 3 days over the latest allegations ongoing in the sex scandal surrounding him and his son. Now, a fresh FIR was registered against him, including the charges of kidnapping, wherein he seems to have kidnapped a woman who was allegedly raped by his son. And the FIR was lodged by the victim's son on Thursday. Now, the woman whose son filed the kidnapping case against HD Revanna and his very close aide Satish Babanna has been traced by the Karnataka police, and she will speak to the special investigation team is what we are learning. The help had worked at the Revanna residence for nearly 5 years and had quit 3 years ago. Her son has alleged that she was picked up on April 26th by HD's closest aide and she was brought home the same day but was taken by HD Revanna's man again on April 29th, since when she had been missing. Now, the woman was rescued from a farmhouse of Rajashekhar, the close aide who is also HD Revanna's personal assistant, and she was kidnapped by Revanna's close aide Satish Babanna, and this was a farmhouse in Mysuru district's Kalanahalli village. The SIT officers had followed a tip-off they had received and reached the farmhouse where they arrested Satish and rescued the victim. Meanwhile, the Special Court for Elected Representatives has already denied to grant HD Revanna an anticipatory bail on the matter. Remember, this is the second anticipatory bail he had filed into this case. Moreover, right before getting taken into custody, the JDS MLA's request for interim protection was also quashed by a local court. On the other hand, HD Revanna has continued to deny all charges, saying that this is a big political conspiracy being hatched against him and his family, and that there is no truth behind these allegations. In fact, listen in to what was said by him to the news agencies.
ನನ್ನ 40 ವರ್ಷ ರಾಜಕೀಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಪಾದನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ದುರುದ್ದೇಶದ ಮೇಲೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯದ ಷಡ್ಯಂತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಪುರಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ 28ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ 2ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು.
Now, while this was the case with regarding the father involved in this matter, HD Revanna, let's now take a look at what Prajal Revanna is currently in. Quite a murky situation, definitely, for JDS's suspended MP Prajal Revanna, who is facing charges of having raped their domestic help, according to the revelations of one of those videos that had been circulated as the part of the sex scandal involving both the Revannas, which has now blown up to this particular amounts. Prajal Revanna flew out of the country on 27th April, and according to his flight details, he's slated to come back on 16th of May. And sources have said that there is a possibility that Prajal may land at the Mangalore airport instead of the Bengaluru airport, and from there he might directly be taken to Hassan. However, there is pressure from his family so far to land in Bengaluru itself. The first information report against Prajal Revanna was filed by the Criminal Investigation Department on Wednesday after a Janata Dal worker had alleged that she was raped by him at gunpoint. It is expected that a blue-collar notice at this point may also be issued against him by the Central Bureau of Investigation, which will allow the Interpol to gather information about his identity, activities and location in the current investigation. Meanwhile, there's an update that's coming from the Congress party's side. The Congress has said that the Karnataka government, led by the Chief Minister S will be offering financial assistance to the victims who have claimed to be assaulted by Prajal Revanna. And this was announced, in fact, yesterday by the leader Randeep Singh Surjewala at a press conference. And these are the latest updates in the entire sex scandal around the Revanna duo. Well, so currently the questions that remain is the SIT probe that is going to continue, because remember, the SIT team has also said that the initial phase of questioning that's taken place, the session that's taken place with HD Revanna also, he did not answer questions completely to their satisfaction. He hasn't responded well and appropriately to the questions asked. Remember, we just played out a reaction of HD Revanna where he's very adamant on the fact that this is a political conspiracy that's being hatched against him. And if we come to Prajal Revanna, there were almost 3,000 videos now that have come out, that have been circulated. And the victim's son, who came out to register the FIR against him, said that one of his friends had in fact informed him that his mother was a part of one of the videos that was being circulated, and that's where he got the information from, because his mother was missing since April 29th. And it is only recently that the SIT probe again took place, wherein the SIT team received a tip-off and they received the particular information about the farmhouse in Kalanahalli village in Mysuru where she was, and they rescued her as well as arrested the close aide Satish Babanna, who is HD Revanna's close aide, in fact. And what's being said is that this woman was kidnapped to ensure that she doesn't end up giving a statement in the court, because remember, in rape charges, if the victim ends up giving a statement, a recorded statement with regards to the incident, it is an extremely important evidence that's considered in the case. So things might as well get worse for both HD Revanna and Prajal Revanna in this particular situation. And remember, the anticipatory bail initially that was filed by the bail plea, in fact, that was filed by HD Revanna, that has now been that had initially been quashed because there were no rape charges or kidnapping charges. And the other charges that were pressed against him, that he was facing, they were all bailable offences. So the anticipatory bail was not maintainable. But it is the second charge of kidnapping that's now come to the fore on Thursday, for which he had again filed for a bail plea, the anticipatory bail plea, and the Special Court for Elected Representatives has denied him that particular bail plea so far. And he was in fact also rejected from getting any kind of interim protection in the custody Remember, it's a 3-day custody so far, and post that, once Prajal Revanna comes in, the investigation will go further into the entire matter, as he shall be questioned, he shall be investigated into, there will be inquiry sessions, and this is the particular information we have so far about the matter in hand, which is the sex scandal around the Revanna duo. Well, with that, we're slipping into a short break, but do stay tuned to News 9 Live as we come back with more on the other side.
A defiant performance by Ten Hag's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.
We are trying a lot of experiments, innovations and ideas.
We came out with a new format in audio, which is audio series.
Listening for content-oriented company in India, which is a very unique proposition.
When we look at audio in general, we had music, which is like extremely old format, and then we had podcast.
A natural extension to Pocket FM is to move from Hindi to regional content. I think I'd love to see their FY24 numbers, which they claim will be close to 1,000 crores. I think there are talks of them to raise another $80 to $100 million of funding.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live, and we continue to keep our focus on the national arena at the top of this bulletin. Well, a severe hailstorm is what we are learning about has struck several parts of Manipur, causing extensive damage to houses, vehicles and crops. And the hailstorms accumulated in thick white blankets across many areas. Manipur Chief Minister S Jaishankar has pledged repairs to the damaged houses that has taken place. Commuters on two-wheelers in Imphal West District sustained head injuries as the hailstorm caught them off guard. Numerous houses, in fact, in various parts of the state, including Kanchipur and Tera in Imphal West, sustained damage, with hailstones piercing tin roofs and strong winds having toppled hutments in different areas. The hailstorm caused cracks in the windshields of parked four-wheelers and uprooted trees across many areas. Manipur Chief Minister S Jaishankar assured that the government would repair the damaged houses. And in fact, in a post earlier in the day, he has issued helpline numbers to ensure swift assistance on social media platform X. All schools, and in fact, there's also a message that's going around to make sure the numbers reach all those who've been affected. And all schools and colleges shall remain closed on 6th May and 7th May due to the prevailing weather conditions in the state. Responding to the Chief Minister's directive, Deputy Commissioners of all districts issued notices urging the affected residents to seek help from their respective jurisdictions. Remember, Manipur's Environment and Climate Change Director has also clarified that the unseasonal rain was due to a storm and this is not due to climate change. This is quite an important remark that's come in from the Environment and Climate Change Director of Manipur. And as you can see in the visuals, the damage that's been caused by the hailstorm and the amount of hail that has collected up on the roads, making commute quite difficult in the area for people who have their daily work and also for students who are in schools and colleges. Hence, schools and colleges are to completely remain shut for 6th and 7th May. And these are the latest updates we have, the latest visuals in fact that we have from the area with regards to all that's taken place there. With that, now we're shifting our focus to a different story. This is a fiery remark that's come in from Farooq Abdullah, who's responded to Defence Minister Rajnath Singh's statement regarding the merger of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir with India. Now, Abdullah has said that Pakistan, and I quote, is not wearing bangles. The government of Pakistan is not wearing bangles, and they possess the atomic bomb. He further warned that any aggression from across the border could result in serious repercussions for India. Abdullah's remarks have followed Rajnath Singh's assertion that India wouldn't need to forcefully capture Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, as its inhabitants would naturally desire to be a part of India, particularly witnessing the development in Kashmir. Rajnath affirmed that India's unwavering claim on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, but suggested that its integration could be achieved only through peaceful means. Take a look at what Farooq Abdullah had to say on this matter.
डिफेंस मिनिस्टर कह रहे हैं तो करें, हम कौन से रोकने वाले हैं? हमें तो पहुंचेंगे नहीं। ये भी याद रखे वो भी चूड़ियां पहने हुए नहीं है, याद रखिए। उनके पास भी एटम बम है, याद रखिएगा। और अफसोस यह है कि वो एटम बम हमारे ऊपर ही गिरेगा।
Quite an affirmed remark he's made there, that atom bomb hum pe hi girega, from Farooq Abdullah with regards to this entire matter. And we will keep a close track as to the exchange now that takes place between the opposition and the government over the remarks made over Farooq Abdullah's remark. But right now we are shifting our focus to a different story. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar has slammed Justin Trudeau-led Canada government for continually issuing visas to people with links to organized crimes for political purposes. He said that the country has been giving legitimacy to extremism, separatism and advocates of violence in the name of free speech. This comes in a day after the Canadian government claimed to have arrested 3 Indian nationals involved in Khalistan terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar's murder. And they in fact said that it's an open investigation that's going on over the matter that had been brought up last year as well. S Jaishankar said that Justin Trudeau's country thinks there wouldn't be any reaction to its antics of fostering criminals. Take a look at what exactly was said by Jaishankar. Jaishankar had said that there will be a pushback against what is happening and that Newton's law of politics will apply. He said, and I quote, "The point that they need to understand is that there is no longer a world that runs on a one-way street. If there are things that happen out there, there will be a pushback, there will be consequences. Newton's law of politics will apply there as well, and there will be a reaction, a consequence, and others will take steps to counter it." Now, S Jaishankar also slammed Canada for giving visas to gangland people. And this is a number of people with organized crimes in Punjab. The fact is that a number of gangland people with organized crime links from Punjab have been made welcome in Canada. This is the comment that's come in from Jaishankar over gangland mafias and how visas are being given to them. And he's also said that we have been telling Canada, look, these are wanted criminals from India that you have given and issued visas to. And remember this, as we were just saying, this has come in, this entire comment that's come in from S Jaishankar is only post the arrests that have made. But remember that also only a few days ago, it had also happened that when Justin Trudeau was at an event to mark Khalsa Day in Canada, in Toronto in fact, there were people pro-Khalistani chants that had taken place. So it's a continued series of events that had been taking place since last year, in fact, when the Canadian government and the Prime Minister had also said that it is India's involvement in Hardeep Singh Nijjar's killing. And that is quite a serious, in fact, allegation that had come in from Canada, which had put India-Canada's diplomatic relations to quite a strain, and it has just continued. And these are the consequences that are coming in now. And this is the comeback, in fact, that's coming from S Jaishankar over this matter. And we'll keep a close track of how things develop both in the national and the international arena when it comes to the story. But now we're slipping into a short break. Do stay tuned to News9 Live as we come back with more on the other side.
currently the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, that US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live, and at the top of this segment, we bring you this news from Jammu and Kashmir now. Security personnel carried out a search operation following a terrorist attack on an Indian Air Force convoy on May 4th, in which one personnel was killed. Search operations have been on, and they were conducted to track the terrorists down. Security forces, remember, have been laid down, and nakas and checking is taking place in the area. At least one soldier was killed while 5 others severely injured when a vehicle convoy of the Indian Air Force came under heavy firing from the terrorists in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir. My colleague Ankit Bhatt gets you this latest report from Poonch as to what all has taken place ever since the attack did transpire.
पुंछ के इलाके में भारतीय वायुसेना पर आतंकियों की तरफ से भारतीय वायुसेना के वाहन पर घात लगाकर हमला किया गया, जिसमें भारतीय वायुसेना का एक जवान शहीद हो गया तो वहीं 4 जवान जो है वो घायल हुए हैं, जिनका उपचार इस वक्त उधमपुर बेस मिलिट्री हॉस्पिटल में चल रहा है। लेकिन लगातार सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से आतंकियों की धरपकड़ के लिए महा ऑपरेशन पुंछ के इलाकों में चलाया जा रहा है। अब सर्च ऑपरेशन का दायरा लगातार बढ़ा दिया गया है। सूरंगकोट पुंछ के घने जंगलों में लगातार सुरक्षा बलों की तरफ से महा ऑपरेशन चलाया जा रहा है और तस्वीरों में आप देखिए कि किस तरीके से आउटर कॉर्डन पे घने जंगलों में ये सुरक्षा बल किस तरीके से यहाँ पर तैनात है। जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के स्पेशल ऑपरेशन ग्रुप, भारतीय सेना की राष्ट्रीय राइफल्स और स्पेशल फोर्सेज जो है वो यहाँ पर तैनात की गई है ताकि जल्द से जल्द आतंकियों की धरपकड़ की जा सके। इलाका आप देखिए घने जंगल का इलाका है और किस तरीके से जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के स्पेशल ऑपरेशन ग्रुप के जो जवान हैं वो यहाँ पर लगातार इन पूरे घने जंगलों में सैनिटाइज करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं और अत्याधुनिक उपकरण, अत्याधुनिक हथियारों से ये जवान जो है वो लैस है। लगातार पाकिस्तान में बैठे हुए आतंकियों के आका ये प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि जम्मू कश्मीर में बड़ा आतंकी हमले करवाए जा सके और खास तौर पे राजौरी और पुंछ में एक बार फिर आतंकवाद को रिवाइव किया जा सके। आज ऑपरेशन का 3रा दिन है और ऐसे में आप देखिए कि किस तरीके से ये देखिए जवान किस तरीके से आगे की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं और लगातार इन्हीं घने जंगलों को सर्च करते हुए आगे की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं ताकि अगर इस घने जंगल के अंदर कोई भी संदिग्ध है तो उसको न्यूट्रलाइज किया जा सके। आपको बता दें कि इस इलाके में राजौरी के इलाके में हाल ही में ही एक सिविलियन को आतंकियों की तरफ से टारगेट किया गया था, उसकी डेथ हो चुकी है। हालांकि जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से एक बड़े आतंकी जिसका नाम अबू हमजा है उसकी धरपकड़ के लिए लगातार महा ऑपरेशन जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से चलाया जा रहा है और कई वहीं अलग अलग ऑपरेशन रजौरी, डीकेजी, सूरनकोट और पुंछ के घने जंगलों में जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस और भारतीय सेना की तरफ से चलाया जा रहा है ताकि जल्द से जल्द इन आतंकियों की तलाश हो सके, जल्द से जल्द इन आतंकियों की दर पकड़ हो सके। लगातार जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस का ये प्रयास है कि यहाँ पर जो पूरी तरीके से ख़त्म हुई आतंकवाद था उसको एक बार फिर से जिस तरीके से आतंकियों की तरफ से कोशिश की जा रही है उसको जिंदा करने की, उसको एक बार फिर इस इलाके में जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस और भारतीय सेना ये प्रयास कर रही है कि जितने भी बचे हुए आतंकी रजौरी और पुंछ के इलाके में हैं उनको न्यूट्रलाइज किया जा सके।
Well, moving on, my colleague Karthikeya Sharma spoke with Congress leader Jairam Ramesh about several issues. The interview will be aired at 3:30 p.m. this afternoon. But here's an excerpt from this exclusive conversation. Take a look.
Why is Congress being accused by the Prime Minister that by introducing reservation, it will eat into the OBC quota?
See, I want to just the Prime Minister is spreading an epidemic of lies on this issue, and he's referring repeatedly to the Karnataka model of reservations. Now, what happened in Karnataka? Over a 20-year period, there were successive backward class commissions that advocated reservations for minorities, not just Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, everybody, on the basis of social and economic backwardness, not on the basis of religion. So finally in 1994, when Mr. Veerappa Moily was the Chief Minister, reservations were introduced for Muslims, for Christians, for Buddhists, for Jains, for scheduled caste converts into Christianity, on the grounds of economic and social backwardness. A survey was carried out, and based on that, a reservation of 4% was provided to Muslims, for example. Now, that's not giving reservations on the basis of religion, that's giving reservation on the basis of economic and social backwardness. Now, since 1994, there have been 4 BJP chief ministers in Karnataka. There have been 2 prime ministers for 16 years out of the last 30 years. 16 years BJP has ruled in the centre. Now, suddenly the Prime Minister discovers this as an issue. I want to ask the Prime Minister, number one, Mr. Deve Gowda, who became Chief Minister of Karnataka in December 1994, continued with this. So, was Mr. Deve Gowda also communal? Was he playing communal politics? Now today, just this morning, we are speaking to each other on the 5th of May. This morning, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who is an ally of the Prime Minister in Andhra Pradesh, has said he is in favour of reservations for minorities on the basis of economic and social backwardness. Does the Prime Minister challenge that statement as well? Does he say that his allies are wrong? So the real issue is that the Supreme Court, while it upheld the reservations for OBCs, said that the reservations for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and OBCs should not exceed 50%. They should 50% upper limit. Now we have promised that we will review this limit and we will increase this limit, because Tamil Nadu is the only state of India where there is 69% reservation for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and OBCs, and that is protected in the 9th schedule of the Constitution. No other state is the reservation protected in this manner by the Constitution. So we want to increase the 50% limit. I want to ask the Prime Minister, he keeps on talking about धर्म के आधार पर हम आरक्षण दे रहे हैं, जो बिल्कुल 100% गलत है, झूठ है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या ये आप 50% की सीमा हटाएंगे कि नहीं? Will you or will you not increase this limit? That's the issue.
Well, to watch the entire interview, do stream in at 3:30 p.m. to watch the entire interview right here on News9 Live. But right now, we have come to an end to this bulletin. So keep watching News9 Live as we come back with more latest updates through the day right here. Thank you for watching.
Luxury is now becoming a need rather than something that you aspire to be. So that is adding a lot of fuel. Obviously, government has played a vital role in it.
In a city like Mumbai, a luxury home may be something upwards of rupees 10 crores. In city like Delhi,